Challenges of life are irresistible, and the fundamental weapon to fight them is discipline. Life sets us on a path to encounter and fight problems, and only a fortified fighter can come out victorious. However, some unclear factors make us grow weary in combating these problems. The human mind must accept that life isn't easy. It is impossible to understand the gravity of the prevailing factor of life's difficulty if we do not accept that life is complicated. Accepting it will help an individual internalize every situation carefully, yielding the ultimate solution to these problems. Solutions reveal human potential towards life's challenges, and the drive towards life solutions is acceptance. Discipline is needed to confront the storms of life. Lack of discipline will make individuals pretend these challenges don't exist. But it is important to know that life may not be easy after playing the acceptance card. However, essential lessons are imprinted on human minds. As such, it will guard and guide us and be helpful for the younger generation as they receive the knowledge they need to combat life's situations. The trickiness of the human mind makes it possible to swerve past problems of life instead of addressing them appropriately. Some habits like drug addiction, alcohol, and self-indulgence are proof that life is not easy, and comes with its challenges, although some people may want to avoid the truth for a while. The truth is, the experience will never fade away. Cultivating a disciplined culture helps overcome life's difficulties instead of yielding to a promiscuous way of living. We can overcome life's challenges by channeling the right energy towards unwavering discipline. The disciplined culture involves recruiting unstoppable forces that will help combat the challenges of life. Self-discipline helps tackle procrastination, and it is the ultimate force needed to combat other challenges. Procrastination is known to be a thief of time, and it affects undisciplined, nonchalant individuals. In this summary, you will learn how to cultivate the discipline you need to beat procrastination and achieve self-actualization despite the obstacles you may face. I make no distinction between the mind and the spirit, and therefore no distinction between the process of achieving spiritual growth and achieving mental growth. They are one and the same. M. Scott Peck, M.D. A child's upbringing plays a huge role in what they become later in life. Two different historical analyses were presented by Dr. Scott Peck to explain a child's upbringing. A person whose life is properly structured to pay attention to time and details emerges from a home where values are placed on every detail compared to a person brought up with a hazardous and unorganized lifestyle. They will get nothing done because they likely come from a house lacking affection and orderliness. The former believes in no pain, no gain rules. They know that there can never be a prize if there is no price. They are aware that nothing comes easy, unlike the latter, who lacks the spirit of self-discipline. Discipline is the basic set of tools we require to solve life's problems. Without discipline, we can solve nothing. With only some discipline, we can solve only some problems. With total discipline, we can solve all problems. M. Scott Peck, M.D. The future cannot exist without children. So, it is essential to prepare and equip them to face life's troubles without fear. Time plays a vital role in one's life, so they must address each problem as they come, and never try to shift to addressing them to another time. Time is an ingredient in the armory of self-discipline. Self-discipline is an essential tool to imprint from childhood if we want to experience an outstanding and meaningful lifestyle in adulthood. Most individuals are comfortable with blaming others for every challenge instead of facing them with accountability. They do not pause to examine themselves, so they find it difficult to take responsibility for their problems. The primary reason people cannot accept their situation is that they are always in a hurry. Anyone can solve any problem if they are willing to take the time to solve it. Situations can turn for better when attention is paid to what discipline entails. Discipline is not complete if one's character is exempted. Character is the footprint of humans, and other factors depend directly or indirectly on character. Improving one's character makes it easier to be victorious over life's adversities. An unhealthy character should not be the bedrock of one's life if one wants to live a disciplinary life. A disciplined mind gets rid of archaic patterns. It is essential to unlearn old ways of doing things, learn and relearn new ways. Individuals should not expect different results by doing the same thing repeatedly. This old way of thinking is a barrier to problem solving. Unlearning harmful patterns is a step to solving life's problems. A man's thought is who he is. The two main reasons people seek the help of a psychiatrist is because they have either a neurotic or character disorder. The neurotic assumes too much responsibility. The person with a character disorder, not enough. M. Scott Peck, MD. While neurotics blame themselves for every problem, people with character disorders believe the world is to blame. Consequently, a person with character disorder acts as though they cannot determine the outcome of their lives. They use words that demonstrate their behavior as determined by forces beyond their control. A person with character disorder must admit the need to change to turn things around. They must carry out self-examination to determine where they need to change. Attaining this awareness requires discipline. Only a disciplined person can live a balanced life. A balanced life is itself a form of discipline. It doesn't mean the absence of troubles. Instead, a balanced life instills some sense of focus and the ability to identify issues as they arrive. It makes the human mind conscious of putting square pegs into square holes. Battling life's obstacles and making progress in life depends on the gravity of love we have. There are different beliefs and conceptions about love, and multiple definitions have been given, varying from one context to another. However, we cannot fully define and describe it. The description that truly captures the idea of love is that love is effort. The depth of love can be carefully known by examining all the adequate properties it possesses. Love should not be confused with mere feelings. People fall in love without adequate knowledge of it. Falling in love cannot be compared to the love between a mother and her child. It should be set apart because it is an erotic type of love that can terminate without notification and comes with regressive behavior. Genuine love helps deal with this misconception. Genuine love is the pillar that holds interpersonal relationships and helps cultivate the right attitude to self-discipline. Different feelings trigger breakups. For example, someone to experience what they see in movies, feeling butterflies in their belly, but learn that these feelings don't last, and may lead to divorce. Some people experience divorce because some fundamental problems were left untouched due to feelings, thus, leading to the inability to combat and defeat other problems. Falling in love makes us feel dependent, and sometimes leads to depression and suicide. We can never express the act of being rejected by someone with whom we claim to have fallen in love, and this rejection can lead to unfavorable health conditions. The misconception associated with love is due to a force of attachment that does not offer self-growth. Power and money may contribute to this diluted reality. Love is meant to develop, and it's not something you fall into. Growth should not depend on other factors for us to attain genuine love. Problems remain unattended when individuals stylishly ignore the truth while providing a solution. It is easy to identify the root cause of a problem, but addressing it comes with greater momentum that requires hitting the nail on its head. Most people find the former effortless, unlike the latter that requires speaking the truth even when the person concerned seems not to listen. Dr. Scott Peck tells the story of a family man who refused to curb the waywardness of his children. Instead, he lavished his wealth on them unconsciously. As a result, his home ran into misguided love until changes were made. Finally, he realized that love is not a feeling but a will. So, he cultivated the habit of saying the truth he had been avoiding. I have defined love as a will to extend oneself for the purpose of nurturing one's own and another's spiritual growth. Genuine love is volitional rather than emotional. Dr. Scott Peck. The concept of spiritual well-being is another essential potential that human minds can reach when the right source of love and discipline are connected. The idea of determining one's happiness without depending on anyone and boldly committing leads to spiritual upliftment and can be established when we understand that love takes work and courage. Love is more than a feeling. It is a commitment that only people with character and discipline can keep. It shouldn't be based on emotion since emotion fades with time. Life is about taking risks. So, the phenomenon of facing life's challenges and attaining boldness comes with risk. It will be a tedious experience, but we will be victorious in the long run. We must test the realness of love by the character and commitment shown over an extended period of time. Discipline and respect for another's existence and opinions are elementary factors to consider. The power of love can be understood when we respect boundaries and decode and understand love mysteries. There are limitations to one's growth when we are held captive by ideas and perceptions. Human beings are affected by their perceptions of the world and religion. The way we view the world is greatly dependent on how we live in it. Just as love, Human beings make different attempts to attach spirituality or the presence of spiritual concepts to religion, thus, leading to varying definitions of religion. No individual is free of religion, not even philosophers or artists who question the existence of God. What differs is how each of them practices religion. They all need to search for knowledge to address the issue of man's intolerance. Knowledge is power. The more we know, the more we accept. Atheists accept science as a form of religion because the belief in a spiritual individual suggests sheer dogmatic hypocrisy. Atheism makes a mockery of what an omnipotent spirit represents. They regard religion as knowledge formed or a set of ideas handed over to another generation. Science and spirituality are the basis of the world's beliefs, and growth is strongly dependent on our perception. Spiritual growth will be attained when we strike a balance between science and spirituality. Science tends to give comprehensive explanations to everything, while spirituality, on the other hand, relies on concepts like grace and miracle. The marriage of science and spirituality fails because we view them from the wrong lenses. Scientific tunnel vision denies the reality of psychic phenomena because it lacks the instrument to measure and report this phenomenon. It is like trying to measure temperature with a wind vane. On the other extreme are individuals who give spiritual experiences a bad name by mistaking correlation for causation. Some religious fanatics have attributed illnesses that would and could be healed naturally or scientifically to the miraculous realm without tangible evidence to support the claim. The way out of this unending conflict is to proceed with scientific scrutiny to discern what is explainable with science and accept those phenomena that fall into the metaphysical category. Also, it helps to redefine what we consider to be a miracle as not necessarily something dramatic but something that defies the laws of nature and science no matter how ordinary it appears. Conclusion. Constant and satisfying growth is vital to our existence. Failures and mistakes are part of the growth process. Therefore, we need a healthy dose of grace to grow properly. We feel empowered when we know that our mistakes don't define us. We can try again until we normalize a disciplined life. The power that comes from grace is spiritual, not logical. Logical power has a coercive nature that doesn't provoke change. Spiritual power has a loving nature that cares for change. This change is transcribed as growth. People treat others with love and care when they are conscious of the manifestation of grace in their lives. Growth is attainable when the mind decodes the hidden power of grace and its ability to change archaic ways consciously. Spiritual growth is attainable when we distinguish and connect the unconscious and conscious, and grace is what we have by consent, not presented on a platter of gold. Life comes with its challenges, and we must try to face them no matter the gravity of the obstacle. The way we handle life's problems determines the lessons we pass on to the upcoming generation. The key is discipline. Discipline requires deliberate effort before we master it. Nevertheless, it is the scientific approach toward unstoppable growth that we dream of possessing. Therefore, the importance of discipline shouldn't be neglected in a child's upbringing if we want to experience a glorious future. Discipline yields maximum results when utilized effectively. Humans are held captive by the ideas they believe, and these beliefs determine who we are. People around us don't care about what we believe. They want to know how much love and care we can offer. Spiritual independence seems impossible to attain, but it is worth trying. Individuals can address life's issues when they practice the attributes of self-check, discipline, willful love, striving to know more, and tapping into the power of grace. It gradually liberates by presenting spiritual growth and reinforcement. Try this. Wake up every day with these words in mind. I am not perfect, but I can work towards perfection. Remind yourself that you are responsible for your actions because you are human. It doesn't define who you are. Make the right choices and don't base them on emotions.